Welcome, everyone. My name is Eric Cave. I'm the Director of Next Gen Ministries for the Pacific Northwest Conference, and I'm here with my friend, Emily Bila. She is the relatively new Worship Director at Cedarcreek Covenant Church. Really glad you're here, Emily. Why don't you take a moment, please, and introduce yourself by telling us a bit about your personal and ministry background.
Yeah, so my name's Emily. I grew up just outside of Seattle, Washington. So I've lived here my whole life. I absolutely love it. Um, I grew up in a relatively diverse area, and that really gave me such a strong perception of different walks of life and being able to appreciate people from all walks of life, which
Hmm.
totally helps me in ministry. And I think it's one of the greatest gifts that I was given by growing up here in Seattle. And I grew up in churches, my mom went to church, so I went to church with her. And then, through adolescence, kind of stepped away a little bit, but I found my way back. And here I am working at church, leading worship. And honestly, it's been one of the biggest blessings that God has given me, to be able to lead worship, and do that as a career, which is amazing.
Well, great. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, so you're leading worship now at Cedar Creek. Tell us more about what are you passionate about in ministry or your personal life right now?
Yeah, so right now, when it comes to ministry, I'm really passionate about hearing not just my voice on stage. I feel like a lot of the times worship directors can kind of be put in this role, and it's us and we're leading and we have a team to support us. But I love hearing all voices on the stage or on the
Mhm,
when we lead
mhm,
worship. So
mhm,
being
mhm,
able to hear from some people who may only sing harmony, having them sing lead on a
mhm,
song when they
mhm,
feel confident, and just being able to hear all the different voices that we have in our church. And then on top of that, also um, letting people share their musical talents in whatever way possible. So if our drummer wants to play keys for a week, go play keys, man. That's okay. Like, I love
yeah.
hearing all the different sounds and all the different musical talents
Mhm.
that we have. So really just letting people express themselves, how they want to and how they feel comfortable that week is really something that I've been really passionate about recently. And then in my personal life, just taking care of my dog. Like, he takes up so much time, and I'm so passionate about his training and just how he's growing up and making sure he has the best time, because when he's having fun, I'm having fun since we do a lot of outdoor activities. So it's it's been a blessing to have this rambunctious little dude, but also it's been very hard, but I wouldn't give it back.
Tell me again what kind of dog he is and what's his name.
So he is a Dalmatian, and his name is Moo, like a cow sound. Since he's my little Holstein cow.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a great name. Good. Well, thank you for sharing about that.
Course.
I'm inspired by your passion for worship
Hmm.
and empowering other people. That's great. And I'm glad you're a dog lover. So, Emily, how can we be praying for you?
Yeah, I mean, as we wrap up this year, just prayers for what's next to come in 2024. We're going through a lot of big changes in our church
Hmm.
right now, and so we don't really know what the future looks like, as we kind of shift our entire church schedule here to go back to Sundays. So just pray that everything in this next transition period will go smoothly, and that whatever God has in store will be right for us, which I'm sure it will be. I trust Him, but just extra prayers as we go through these big changes here relatively soon.
Now, unpack that for me a little bit more. That has to do with your meeting space, right? What's going on with that?
Yeah. So we currently rent a church space out on Saturdays. But we recently have gotten to a space where the church that we're currently renting from is building a new church, and they have either finished construction or close to finishing construction. And they are in the period where they're starting to move out and get ready for their new church building. And so we recently purchased the church building that we're currently in.
Mhm.
And that means it's ours. And so we're going to be doing some renovation, a little bit of construction on the space ourselves. And then we're going to be able to shift from Saturday night services back to Sunday morning and just being able to kind of get back to that traditional church flow that we've been missing.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, I haven't been there the whole time, but it's been years
Yeah.
for our
Yeah.
congregation and for our other staff members. So just get back to this regular church and kind of being able to make Cedar Creek what we want to instead of kind of what we have to at the moment.
Yeah, well, man, I'm so excited for you and for your church. That is an amazing opportunity that's right here in front of you, and you get to move into it. And I think once you get settled, it's going to be such a blessing. But the amount of work that's going to go into making that happen, I know is big. And anytime there's transitions, it's a little, dicey and scary. And so we'll be praying for you. And for your church and for your pastor Nick Pringle as well as you go through that. So thank you for sharing that, and I'll be praying for you. I encourage our viewers to pray for you and for your church as well.
Thank you.
Okay, so what I'd like to do now, Emily, is ask you some fun, quick fire questions to get to
Okay.
know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
And so these are short answer, just kind of what comes to the top of your mind would be great. So the first question is, where is your favorite place to be?
Yes, my favorite place to be is on the water. Doesn't matter if it's a lake, if it's a
Hmm.
river, if it's the ocean. I just like to be on the water. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a beach. It could be it could just be like the waterfront down here in Seattle, or I live relatively close to a marina, so that works
Oh,
for me
nice.
too. So just on the water.
Next question is then, where is the best place you've ever traveled to? And tell us why.
Yes. So I got to travel to Barcelona, Spain,
Oh, wow.
a little over a year ago now, and it was by far the most amazing place I've ever been. First time going to Europe, so maybe that has something to do with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But um, my dad's side of the family is from there, so it was a really nice chance to go see where they're from and see what they're doing over there. And it's just beautiful, so culturally rich, and just such just an amazing place to just kind of have that early 20s travel experience to go to. It was absolutely amazing. I recommend it if anyone gets the chance.
Okay, tell us something that might surprise us about you.
Yeah, so when I was in high school, I worked at a zoo.
Wow.
Um, I love animals, and it was volunteering down in the summers at the zoo, and I basically was just like a living encyclopedia about all of the animals that we have at the zoo. I got to chat with visitors and kids and people of all ages who are just coming to the zoo to have a good time and to learn some stuff. And it was just so fun. I absolutely loved every single second of it. So, yeah, ask me about animals and I could probably answer it.
Wow, that's great. Well, one more question, and this is my favorite one to ask. Which one would you want the most? Flying cars, robot housekeepers, or moon cities?
Out of all of them, probably flying cars. So that way,
Pretty cool one.
less traffic here. But even though there's probably gonna be traffic in the sky at that point. Maybe it'll even out,
Maybe
and
leave it out.
it'll be
Yeah,
less traffic all around.
maybe. Good answer. Good answer. All right. Well, Emily, thank you for taking the time to do this introduction. It's really great to have you in our conference. And I hope that people that are watching will take a moment to reach out to you and welcome you. We'll put your contact info in this blog post so they can do that. And I hope the best for you for as you finish up Advent and as you move into living into the space that you guys are in. So thank you so much for being here.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.